Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beauty on a Budget. My name is Heather and today is Thursday, April 17th of 2025. So this is Easter weekend. I was sick for about 2 weeks, so I hadn't really planned Easter dinner. And then, my husband is sick this week. So this cold flu that's going around is just hitting us, seems to be one at a time. So my daughter messaged me earlier today and asked me what we were doing for Easter dinner. And I told her, I'm like, I have not planned anything for a big family gathering this year. I've been sick for 2 weeks. Now my husband is sick. So we decided that we'll just do a small little thing. So it'll just be like about 5 of us for Easter dinner. And so with that being said, I realize my kids are now expecting Easter dinner, which also means Easter basket. I am one of those moms who, I've got 3 growing children. My youngest is 17. My oldest is 23 and a half. So it's, I guess that's one thing they're expecting. So after figuring all this out, that my kids want Easter dinner, that they want to come over and they want an Easter basket, I dropped my daughter off, picked her up from school, I took her to work, and then I went to Dollarama. So I have spent $113.66 at Dollarama to make my 4 children an Easter basket. Now I'll say there's a couple items that I bought for myself and then something I bought for my husband because his birthday is coming up in the next week, or I don't know, I think it's like 12 days to his birthday or something. I gotta look at the calendar. When you're not feeling well, you can't seem to do math properly, but I'll just show what I got. So I'll start with this. So these are these socks. I find these are some of the best socks the dollar store sells for the men's. So these are $3.50 for 2 pairs, and they're heavy duty socks. I mean, for whatever reason, however my husband walks, he always, the Walmart and Superstore brand socks, he can wear right through them. But these ones here seem to hold up really good. These are the Umo Club, I think that's how you say it, but the premium quality heavy socks. So 2 pairs for $3.50. You can't beat that. And then, let's see, everything else in here is for my kids' basket stuff. But I'm just going to see, because I bought a couple items for myself. But I'm just going to move a few things, because if I start tipping things out, I know this bag is just going to start tipping on me. And then I've got some hollow bunnies, and I just don't want them to get squished. So here's the 3 items that I got for myself. One is I found these. These are so comfortable. These little footies for especially when I do the nursery. I find I can wear my little slip-on shoes, but I find I just need sometimes like socks, but your little slip-on shoes or some of the heels and stuff, you don't need a full sock or a full stockings and stuff. So I find these for $1.50. This was just a single pack. They do have them in 2 and 3 packs for under $2 as well. But I like this one that it's got just a little bit of lace detail on there. So if I do an open-toed shoe, or if some of the sock is going to be showing, it's going to be a nice lace versus like a solid color. And then I got this little sponge, so Miracle Skincare Sponge. So it helps get your cleansers and stuff into your skin. I do have one of these. I loved it. So they haven't had them for a while, so I saw them today, so I grabbed myself another one. My other ones I've been using, so they're opened. So this one I'm going to keep in the box until I start to use it. And then I also got myself a thing of nail polish. Now, let's see, how much were these? Sometimes these items don't have, the price on them. So I'm just trying to find, yes, this was Skincare Sponge was $2. And then I did get myself a nail polish. Actually, I got myself a nail polish last night as well, so I'll do that. So this is the one I got last night. This is the one I got today. I was actually looking for the yellow yesterday, but I saw this really pretty blue. So I want to do my nails like these spring colors. And so these are $2 or $2.25. Oh, they're now $2.25 for the little nail polish. Like I said, I got this one last night and this one today. So, you know, just want to do some nice spring colors. And then, so now everything else in here is what I got for my kids for their Easter baskets. So I'll start with these chocolate Easter eggs. So $1.75. So I got one in blue, one in purple, and two in pink. And that is all that they had left. That's perfect. I've got one boy and 3 girls. So that is just perfect. That all they had left was the 4. And I'm going to grab these just because these are these hollow bunnies. Now, at first, I wasn't going to grab them because I never know how much these items are going to be when they're not priced. And I know they can charge up to $5. So I walked around the whole store, and then right before I went to the checkout, I went and I did grab these little bunnies. They are hollow. Jacquois, France. They are about 100 grams. So there's 4 of them. Like I said, I thought they'd be like about $5, and they turned out to only be 3 something. Let's see, what were they? Yeah, $3.75. So I thought that was a really good deal. And then I got some of these candies here, just to help kind of add to their basket. So I'll start with these little Hershey Eggies. These I think were $1 a bag. I'm just gonna double check. These were $1.25 a bag. So I got 4 little bags of these little Hershey Eggies. Then I found these Skittles gummies. I don't know if my kids will like them. They're gummies and they're Skittles, so I don't know. They're candy. So these, I think, what were these? These were $1 up each. And I just thought, yeah, that just kind of adds to it. It kind of gives a little bit filler type stuff in there. So $1 each. And then they have, like, my kids love the Ferrero Rocher chocolates. So the dollar store carries these ones. Milano Go Diamond. And they taste really close to the Ferrero Rocher. So these were, these were 50 cents each. Like, that's a really good deal for chocolate, 50 cents, and you're getting 4 these little chocolates, and these are the milk chocolate coated wafer with hazelnut and hazel cream. So again, it just kind of adds to the little basket. And I think that might be it. Oh no, I got these. These I just saw when I was just going through by the checkout. They had all their freezies. So I grabbed this pack of freezies. I don't even know how much the freezies are. They were $1.50. And it looks like you might get 20 or 30 in a pack. I think you get 30. You get 30 in a pack. So I'll divide these between my 4 kids. And I just thought, my kids, they love freezies. I used to always have freezies in my freezer year round. I haven't had any for a couple of years, so I think it'll just be kind of a fun treat. I might even freeze a few. Like, I'll give each of my kids some unfrozen ones, but I might just stick some in my freezer, just have frozen ones for when my girls come on Sunday. And then, like I said, I just, kind of buying things, growing kids, kind of things that they kind of need. That, if I can buy it for them, it will save them some money. So I found these bath bombs. I know all my kids love bath bombs. So these are a pack of 3 for $1.75. And they're all individually wrapped. So I bought 2 eucalyptus, green mint and eucalyptus. 2 packs of the blueberry and vanilla. And 2 packs of the lavender and chamomile. So each of my kids will get, a couple different kinds. And then for my son, I bought these, you know, I decided to do like a toiletry type of a thing. So I got this one. This is the Umbro Ice. So you get a shower gel and a little, it's not like perfume stuff, whatever they call it. Aftershave or whatever for the guys. I don't really think it's called perfume when it's for the guys. And I think this was $5. Let's see. Yeah, this was $5 for this little kit. And then I also bought my son this little dual-sided shower scrubber, and it was $3.50. I mean, I've bought these for my son before, my husband too. You know, just kind of exfoliating, you know, slathering with your soaps and stuff in the shower. And I also bought him the long double-sided bath brush. And let's see, I'm not quite sure how much this was. Bath brush. Okay, this was $4.25. I know this was a little bit more expensive, but it's by the brand, you know, Barbasol. So it's a little bit more expensive brand. And then for my girls, I got them the exact same thing. So I've got, you know, 3 and 3. So I'm just going to set these somewhere so I don't drop them. But I found this first. And this is an eco-friendly cleansing kit or cleansing set. So you get 10 pieces. So you get 1 makeup removal towel, 7 mini face rounds, 1 exfoliating round sponge, and 1 mesh wash and storage bag. They only had it in the pink. And so I'm trying to think, what is this made out of? Is it, sometimes they say on here, I don't see what it's made out of. Doesn't say. Sometimes it's just like a cotton polyester. Sometimes they're bamboo. This does not say. That means I'd have to open it up to see if it has anything any tag inside that says what it's made out of. I'm just curious if it said. Oh, yeah, it's a bamboo cotton blend there. It's written in really big print, and that's right where my hand was sitting, so I didn't see it. So I got each of my girls 1 of these, and I think these were $5. Yes, these were $5 each. And I also got, I just grabbed one, and I don't even know where I set it down. This little kit. So these, you get hand cream, lip balm, and shower gel. I know they're just the little mini sample sizes, but you know, these ones here are the Strawberry Kiss, and it was $4.50. Oh, there's the other one. Okay, I'm just gonna set these back here, and then just to help contain some of the small items, like I said, it is a gift. It is a Easter basket. So I found these, and I love the shade of blue, and I found 4 the exact same shade of blue, and these were $1.50 each. And it just kind of helps, you know, the smaller items can just be kind of put in here, the larger stuff kind of sit behind. Like I said, I found all 4 of this nice shade of blue. It's kind of like a, I don't know, like a gray blue. I don't really like the white ones. I always find the white ones always look dirty or get dirty. Same with the beige. So I like the solid colors, but I don't know my kids, you know, decor colors that they have in their house. And what I love about these baskets is I've always bought, like when my kids were little, I would do an Easter basket, and I would reuse the Easter basket every year. And then I found once they hit a certain age, I just found I was buying these type of baskets that have the holes in it so they can use them in the bath or in the shower to hold, you know, their bath products, bath toys too. And then, you know, as they get older, you know, kind of move it around the house where you need to store things. But the Easter ones that they had were like $5 for just a small little Easter basket. I haven't bought my kids an actual Easter basket in so many years. I actually thought it'd be funny if I actually made them an Easter basket in an actual Easter basket, but I'm not paying that price. And then like these, my kids can reuse them. And then I also got, like I said, making Easter baskets. So I got the little wrap a basket cellophane bags. I got the exact same ones. They just got the Easter eggs all over. They're really bright and colorful. So you get 2 in a bag at $1.50 each. And then I said I also grabbed a pack of napkins. It's such cute little napkins. And a little chick with the basket of eggs. And this was $2 and you get 24. Now I'm one of those people who I'll put them out on the table for Easter dinner. We never actually use them. They're more like a decor almost, or I'll use them for crafting. And like I said, I buy it this year. It's going to be sitting on my table for a week or so, and then I'll put them in a Ziploc bag, and then they get put into like my china cabinet or wherever I'm going to be storing my napkins. And I'll just bring them out next year, or I'll use them for crafts. And then I don't need any more stickers, but I found these decorative egg stickers. So you get 2 sheets, $1.25 for the 2 sheets. Now, like I said, I didn't need any, but what I thought was neat was this one actually has the crosses. And that is so hard to find any, like crosses right now. I don't know. I don't know. It's Easter, but it's so hard to find like Christian Easter decor, I guess you'd say. Not going unless you want to go to like a Christian bookstore or something, but then it'd be so much more. But yeah, I saw the little crosses and they look just so cute. And then it's got some bumblebees on here too, which I thought just looks so cute. And the butterflies and the flowers. So there's stickers here I can use like specifically for Easter, but then there's other stickers that I can use just for spring or any time. And I think that is everything I got. Like I said, so my total was $113.66. But one second. Sorry, I started coughing. And then I just thought, no, I had ran and I went to the Dollarama last night. Like I said, I went and grabbed this nail polish. I also got some makeup there too. So I thought, oh, might as well just quickly go and grab this. So I got this Lori eyebrow tint in a dark brown. So it was $2.25. And I'm trying to get my eyebrows to kind of grow. I've got spaces because 90s is like pencil thin eyebrows, and now it's really thick eyebrows. So my eyebrows are kind of growing in, but they're slow, and I've got spaces where, like there's nothing. So I do find that these type of things have helped make my eyebrows just look more filled in. And I like this type of stuff. It's just so much easier to use versus like trying to draw it on. Because it's already, the liquid versus, the pencil. And then it's also got the little brush wand thing. It makes it so much easier to get your eyebrows looking a little more even and well groomed. And then I got this. I think this was $2. I don't know where my receipt is. It's probably in the car somewhere or already thrown out. So I think this was $2 or maybe $2.50. I don't remember, but it's called Viva Color pressed powder with mirror and sponge. So it's just a pressed powder, and it's number 3. So it just says it's soft. So it's a pretty light color. Just because I don't really use a lot. I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I do find, especially now we're coming to the summer, my skin does go a little more greasy looking. So I do need the pressed powder. And the stuff I usually use is the CoverGirl, but I was somewhere and the CoverGirl was like $19 for the pressed powder. And I'm like, I don't need it that bad. But, so to buy it at the dollar store for $2.50 for just like a little bit of it. It's, like I said, being cautious knowing that it's dollar store makeup. This is a cheaper brand. I mean, I've seen some of the better brands there, and I'd prefer to buy a better brand. But again, I don't wear a lot of makeup, but occasionally you just need something to stop the shine sometimes. So that way I'm like, $2.50 versus like 20. It's like, I'd rather do this than spend $20 at the moment. I don't really have, but yet I did this. And I was going to say, so when I make my kids their Easter baskets, I always like to get them like I said, the nice big container of the Ferrero Rocher chocolates in the shape of the bunny or the shape of the egg. And they're like $23 right now. I'm like, I'm not paying that. I also sometimes put money in my kids, and I'm going to say I can't afford to give my kids any money that way this year either. So I'm going to be a little disappointed when they see. But I mean, I can give the money another time. But so that is what I'm going to be making my kids their Easter baskets shortly, either later this afternoon or for sure tomorrow. So again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribing to my channel, watching my videos, and I will see you in the next ones. Bye.